health is essentially about balance, the balancing of energies. There's a flow of energy that's flowing into the body. When there's a perfect balance of energy, then there's a healthy body. Perfect balance of energy also means that there's no clogs. There's nothing clogging up the flow. So you have this flow from the outside flowing inward, and the body is in perfect synchronicity or perfect balance, and it's receiving the energy properly. If there's a default, as it were, in one of these levels, in the emotional self or the mind self and transcendent self, as it were, then the energy doesn't flow fully into the body. And that's why working on ourselves, in terms of healing is actually, spiritual healing means to be a mensch. That's what, in literal words, this would mean. And being a mensch means to make sure that your emotions are proper, your mind is proper, your transcendence is proper, everything is properly balanced. And when you have that balance, then the body will also be balanced. Now, this is it's a very deep teaching, but not a simple one, because a lot of times what you happen is a person's unbalanced, or let's say ill and unhealthy on a physical self, and they'll go to some type of pseudo-Kabbalist and they'll say, oh, the reason this person's unhealthy is because on the level of mind, which the energy is flowing through, there's a blockage. So if you meditate on these particular insights and you open up your mind over here, you unclog the artery over here, this thing will be healed. The problem is it doesn't always happen. And then people say, oh, it doesn't work, right? You unclogged here, it doesn't work. The reason why it doesn't work is two things. First of all, how do you know you unclogged it? That you can never be certain. Second of all, it's much more complex. It's not just one flowing of energy coming from one place. There's energy from all areas. So just by opening up one thing, we're hoping, if you're a true Kabbalist healer, what you're saying is, I'm hoping this is actually the energy that's flowing through the body, which is being clogged. If I can open up all paths, then this person will be healed. In other words, if you're living in a place of complete transparency of self, on all levels of your being, your body will be a direct reflection from your higher self. And that's why Nachmanides writes a very interesting comment. He says that theoretically you shouldn't go to a doctor, and he was the doctor. And yet the ruling by the Taz and later commentators is, no, go to a doctor, because we're not living in that transparent self. Only if you're living in that full transparent self will a damage over here affect the body immediately over here. You repair there, it is affected here. But if you're clogged on your Asiya level, in your physical self, fixing something over there may not help it. So therefore, Kabbalistic healing there's a truth to it, a very deep truth to it, but it's a dangerous practice because people that don't really know the practice are just spurting out a lot of information. They don't have a full comprehensive understanding of it, and they're working to fix things over here, and it's not affecting over here, and therefore the people say, oh, the whole system doesn't work.